So the Sixers are going to be taking on the Phoenix Suns tonight in Philadelphia. The Sixers are coming off a tough loss to the Warriors at home. However, just to get this out of the way, I am not worried by this. If you're worried by this, you shouldn't be. It was just like, there's 72 games this year. Obviously, there's normally 82. You're not going to win every single game. And in this game, Steph Curry dropped 49, and we didn't have two of our three best players. So that's all I got to say. Like, what do you expect from that? But going into this game tonight, this is a big game because the Nets have won. They won last night, so now I believe they're only a half game behind us technically, although we do have the tiebreaker over them. But we would like to hold on to that first seed and keep our lead. So heading into this game, I'm going to be previewing all the different aspects of it, looking at some key matchups, key players, and things to watch. So let's get into it. Yes, I've been gone for a week. I know, I suck. But it's okay because next week there's going to be tons and tons and tons of content. The NFL Draft is next week. I'm going to be doing some different types of videos for that. And I have a secret special video coming up as well. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those things, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a like on this video just to help out the channel, help out this video to perform well. And let's get straight into the preview. So the Sixers will be taking on the Phoenix Suns tonight, and the last time these two teams met, it was in Phoenix, and the Suns did win that game. The first half was very close, but the second half the Suns pulled away. In that game, I can remember Devin Booker playing very, very, very well, and it just looked like the Sixers were out of sync offensively in that game as well. It did not look that great on that side of the ball, and Devin Booker just had one of those games where you couldn't miss heading towards the finish. So in this game, we're going to be looking for us to limit Devin Booker, whether that be Ben Simmons, if he is back for this game, which I hope he is, because that'll give us a really, obviously a much better chance of winning the game. His value to a team is a lot of the things you don't see, but once he's gone, you realize how important he is to the team, as you saw that in the Warriors game. So you'd hope if Ben Simmons is back, he plays very good defense on Devin Booker, does not allow him to get like he was in that game back in Phoenix against the Sixers then. So limit him is the key number one. But if Ben Simmons is not there, then I'd say throw someone like Matisse Thybulle into the starting lineup potentially. I think he performed very well in the starting lineup when he's been given the opportunity this season. So Matisse is obviously one of the best defenders on our team, and on an incredible defensive team, might I add. But he's one of the most incredible defensive players I've actually ever seen in this league. Like the way he defends as a guard is so. It's just so interesting to me. Like he gets so many, like, lots of people don't understand certain players' value on defense. You can clearly see his impact on the defensive end, and there's not many players you can really say that about in the league, and he's one of them. And he doesn't get very many minutes, and he's still leading the league in tons of categories on defense, or not leading, but towards the top of the list. In one category, I believe he is leading. So if we were to throw Matisse on Devin Booker, I think that'd be a good matchup. And also Matisse, last game, he played very well offensively. So look for him to continue that in this game. Hopefully, if he can add more offensive game, he's gonna start. He's a great defensive player. If he can have an offensive game and give you like 10 points per game, he will start. He is a great young prospect, and I can't wait to see him continue to develop his game. But just specifically for this game, put him up on Devin Booker and see what he can do in that matchup, and hopefully he could slow Devin Booker down as long as Simmons isn't playing. Another player on the Suns, I guess, to talk about would be Chris Paul. Chris Paul is the reason the Suns are doing so well this season. Obviously, there's other factors. Monty Williams is coaching great. Obviously, Devin Booker's playing well. The rest of the supporting cast, but Chris Paul, in my opinion, is the best leader in the NBA. He turned that around in Phoenix, and he's been playing great this season. So obviously, he's been one of the best point guards in NBA history. One of the best point guards over the past however long he's been in the league, like 15 years ish, around there. We're going to need to look to slow him down as well. Throw him a bunch of different matchups. Danny Green's possibility. If you don't want to put Matisse on Devin Booker, you could also put him on Chris Paul, or you can just throw him a bunch of different looks and just try to limit him. He can clearly, he's a very good distributor as well as defender. He's a very good all-around player. So look to try to slow him down in this game as well. We're going to need to at least limit one of those two players if we're going to try to win this game tonight in Phoenix. Or not in Phoenix, against Phoenix, excuse me. So another player I want to talk about specifically for us, Joel Embiid. We all know Joel Embiid is clearly dominant this season. He's super consistent with it. Last game, I did notice a lot that they were throwing tons and tons of doubles at him. The whole game, they were not letting him catch the ball without doubles being there. So what I would want to see more of as an adjustment is to put Joel in the middle near the foul line a lot more instead of just the post area, because I think he operated very well out of that a couple games ago against the Clippers, and it's easier for him to see the floor that way and harder for teams to double him in that area. I think he said that as well in his press conference, but I agree with that. I think that would be a good way to adjust to teams doubling, especially without players like Simmons and Harris, who I'm going to talk about in a minute. But again, Embiid, if they put him there at the foul, I think that'd be a big help more in this game, so that they can't double as much. And he even was making the right decisions a couple nights ago. I think he had 8 assists in that game. So he clearly, like, slowing Joel Embiid down, 28 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists. Like, that's ridiculous. But look for him to continue his dominance in this game up against DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns. Hopefully he can feel his way out a little bit more, and hopefully some of his help is back in the form of Simmons and Tobias Harris, who I'm now going to talk about. So Tobias Harris is our closer, in my opinion. In that fourth quarter against the Warriors, it looked like we were like dead offensively for most of the game, but Tobias Harris helps that out so much. He's our closer. He's our go-to scorer at the end of games. He's our second best scorer on the team, and it allows teams to double Embiid more easily when he's just not on the floor, because he's not going to hurt. He can hurt you from anywhere on the court offensively, so it makes it easier for teams to come at Joel and double him. But look for Tobias, if he comes back in this game, to help out on the offensive end a lot more. Obviously, just staying consistent with what he's been doing all season, and take some of the pressure off Joel on those double teams. Another, and probably the last player I'm going to talk about right now, George Hill. George Hill made his debut against the Warriors a couple nights ago. Honestly, like, obviously he hasn't played since January, and he's on a new team, so it's going to take a lot of just repetition and catching up to do with him. You know, he looked a little bit rusty on Monday night against the Warriors. He only had 2, 2, and 2, I think it was the stat line. But I thought his presence on the floor was really well. His passing, like, he made some great passes in this game, and he only had 2 assists. But you could just tell, like, if you watch the game, his presence on the floor is going to help out a lot. It really, he was a positive. He played good defense, except Curry kind of cooked him at the end there. But anyway, George Hill, just look for him to continue getting his feet under him and gaining traction and getting better and just improving from where he was in the last game, and just getting up to speed, so that in the playoffs it looks like he's fully gelled with the team and we're ready to go. Everyone's good, and we can go win this championship. Yeah. With that being said, I'm going to give a prediction for this game. I would say depends on who is playing. If Simmons and Harris don't play, I would probably say we're going to lose. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be super biased. But if Simmons or Harris does play, I think we can win. It's going to be difficult because obviously the Phoenix Suns are a really good team no matter what. So if Simmons or Harris plays, that definitely gives us an edge. And if they both play, I would say that we're going to win this game. I would predict that we're going to win this game. But it's kind of hard to gauge because I don't, like, when I'm talking about this, I don't know who's playing in this game, which makes it a lot harder. But hopefully they play, and hopefully it makes it easier for us to win. I just need to see our team, you know, start ramping up, getting on a win streak, and getting their chemistry together before we go into this playoff run, which I'm super excited about because I'm telling you, this is the Sixers' year. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to see more sports talk content, mixes, or hype videos, subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss anything, and hit the like button and leave a comment giving me your opinion on anything that I talk about or anything that you just want to say, whatever, I don't care. Yeah. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.